FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.
Welcome, and you are listening to the Financial Survival Network, and it's June 4th, 2018. Amazing as that may seem. As always, join the show. We'll read your questions on air. Just email us at kl@kerrylutz.com. Well, David Horowitz is back with us once again. You can find most of David's latest work at frontpagemag.com. And David, hey, you got a new book coming out called Ruling Ideas, and it's the 9th in your series about what the left is all about. Just tell us what we can expect here.
Yeah, well, actually, it's just been published, so it's available at Amazon or frontpagemagazine.com.
Excellent.
Yeah, there are 2 ideas which have ruled Western history for the last 200 years. One of them is the American idea of individual liberty, individual accountability, and judging people by the content of their character, as Martin Luther King so eloquently put it, and not the color of their skin. And of course, that's a revolutionary idea in the history of the world. It's unique to have a country formed on this idea, and it's been under attack since it was first proclaimed, as it were, and instituted. And the main opponent of the American idea has been Marxism, cultural Marxism, which is known today as identity politics, in which you judge people first by their skin color, by their sexual orientation, by their gender, and the individual tends to disappear when you do it. Here's a good example. Garrison Keillor, who was an icon of the progressive left and at PBS, had his program taken away, and he was erased from its records because he inappropriately touched the back of a female who complained that this was sexism. So the individual and everything he's done in his life kind of disappears, and you ask him. The same thing happened to Al Franken, who I'm not very fond of.
Al who?
But he is a comedian.
Who is he?
A joke.
I don't know who that is. He seems to have disappeared. I don't even know if you could find his bio in Wikipedia now, David.
I mean, it's amazing. The guy's, he's a comedian, so he made this joke where he groped women on camera, for crying out to you. And one woman found it really offensive because she was asleep. But we don't know to this day whether she found it offensive at the time or whether when the Me Too movement came along, this feminist witch hunt came along where you're guilty if accused. Guilt by accusation, that's a new one in American life. Well, it actually isn't. It goes back to the Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
but still, the guy had a Senate seat. 1 million people voted for him. Some of them votes were fraudulent.
Yeah, well, that's another story.
Conservatives like me think that those are the ones that put him over the top. But nonetheless, he had a Senate seat, and he lost it. Over what? This is, it's a totalitarian politics. It will destroy what freedoms we have left. It already has destroyed freedom of speech on American campuses, where you can speak freely if you speak leftist ideas, but not if you oppose them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I think this is a very timely book, Ruling Ideas. I have a chapter in it called America's Second Civil War, which I believe we're in the midst of. You can't have a country that's half based on the idea of individual freedom and half based on the idea of collective social justice, which is just the imposition, the social justice missionaries' view of what's just.
Yeah, so what about these social justice warriors? The very notion of it kind of turns my stomach, David. I don't quite know what they stand for.
Oh, it's communism. They're just communists. This is just a new form of communism.
Yeah.
Look, anybody who's reached the age of 5 begins to realize that people were not born equal. When the Declaration of Independence says all men are created equal, it means in the eyes of their creator, they have immortal souls, so that government should not discriminate against them. Government should treat them equally. That's all it means. Nobody in his right mind thinks everybody's equal. How many Steph Currys are there out there? How many Bill Gates? How many Steve Jobs? Some people have a lot more brains than the rest of us. Mm-hmm. Some people are pretty. If you're pretty, you can get a lot of things in this life that other people can't. Some people are stronger than others. Some are more dedicated, have more energy. Some have vision, and so forth. So there's no real equality in the world. And all that the social justice, I hate calling them warriors because it makes them feel good.
Yeah.
Missionaries is what they are. It's a crypto religion, is what leftism is. But all it means is they get to reward their friends and punish their enemies.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So that's...
Nobody is calling for equality in the National Basketball Association. 5% of the multi-millionaires are black.
Yeah.
Is that because there's a black conspiracy, black supremacy?
Yeah.
All the things that the left talks about? No. It's because blacks jump higher than whites because they have larger hamstrings, for one.
Yeah.
They're more athletic. And they're just better basketball players.
Well, should we smash a few of LeBron James's?
If I said those when I was on university faculty,
they'd be nuts. They go nuts. But maybe the solution, David, is to break a few of LeBron James's fingers.
They can't swim for the same reason, by the way.
Yeah.
That they have so little body fat.
So
the athletes.
So maybe we take the Tanya.
They don't have floatability.
Maybe we take the Tanya Harding approach.
Swimmers.
How about if we take the Tanya Harding approach? We just kneecap the opposition, break a few of LeBron James's fingers, and bring them back down to earth so we have equality, right?
Yeah, well, I actually think you could contain LeBron a little more if the referees called all of the offensive fouls that he commits.
Yeah.
And all the walks.
Yeah, well,
he is a great basketball player.
He is great, though. Granted, he might get a little slack from the referees, but he's got real talent. But you can't have somebody excel like that, and then you look at me. I can't jump 3 inches off the ground. You got to do something to help me here, David, because it's just not fair.
Oh, life isn't fair. Take it up with God.
But it's just not fair. And maybe they should be giving people lobotomies because they're just too damn smart.
Well, that's where the lefties end up. They throw you in psychiatric prisons.
Yeah.
This is what the Soviets did. And we've already had the experiment in social justice.
Yeah.
It's called the Soviet Union.
Yes.
A hall of horrors, which I go over a lot in this book as well. Yeah. I mean, one thing that's important that I try to do in the Black Book of the American Left in this volume, Ruling Ideas, is to show the continuity of the left from the Stalinists to the present.
Yeah, and they really are Stalinists.
Right? Linda Sarsour has nothing on Herbert Aptheker. Not that anybody would know who Herbert Aptheker is anymore.
Yeah. Very true. Very, very true, David. So is there hope for us here, or are we doomed?
Yes, the hope is Trump.
Yeah.
Trump has ignited a revolution. We finally have people on the right who have been smoldering for years, knowing this, are not afraid to take the bull by the horns and go right in the faces of their opponents, who are all hypocrites and liars and racists. Identity politics is racism. The Democratic Party is a racist party.
Yes.
It's racist in its ideology, because it values skin color and gender and sexual orientation over everything else and erases the individual. But it controls all the major inner cities in America, all the killing fields, all the corrupt schools, that line the pockets of the adults who run them and don't teach the kids how to read and write, so they'll never get a shot at the American dream. The Democrats, why don't Republicans hold them to account? They're pussies, that's why.
And what about the schools here? You know, this is a national disaster. It's really a human rights matter. I don't say that necessarily government should be the provider.
You need a champion of the oppressed. And I think that Trump has the potential to do that. And I hope that he has initiative in Chicago, but I have yet to see him come out full bore on behalf of the oppressed minorities in our inner cities who are oppressed by Democrats who have controlled these inner cities for 50 to 100 years, 100%.
So
there aren't Republican in sight on the city councils of these cities.
So what do you do with a Detroit? What do you do with a Cleveland? What do you do?
Oh, it's really simple. First of all, you abolish the welfare system and create a new one, which doesn't drive fathers out of the home. You don't, I could go on and on. You keep criminals in jail instead of catch and release. That's how Dwayne Wade's cousin was murdered, a mother of 4 children. It's really not that hard. You give them choice in education, voucherize the whole education system. So if people aren't being taught, the parents can yank the kids from the schools and they have the money to take them to other schools. That'll teach them.
Yeah.
It's really not rocket science.
Yeah. So the solutions are there. Obviously, Trump can't do everything at once. He's making progress on some fronts. You have to give him credit for that. And he's gathering momentum, too. It looks like his policies, their implementation is starting to pick up steam and starting to really dig in.
Doing great. I mean, it's so, look, there's a organized coup d'etat that we've seen in America. Yeah. Where Obama enlisted the intelligence companies to destroy Trump before he was elected and then to destroy his administration. Obama and everybody around him should be in jail. Maybe that'll happen. I doubt it.
Well,
maybe.
My guess is it's not going to happen with Obama or Hillary. I have a feeling that everybody else is going to go down for this. I just have a feeling about it. Maybe Comey or Brennan will skate, but just barely. But they're not going to skate with their reputations intact. They're finished. I think this is what's coming now. But we're just going to have to see about how these investigations unfold.
We're going to have to fight.
Oh, yes.
Everybody has to get out there and fight.
I think that's a great point. David, so we find your book on frontpagemag.com, right? And
frontpagemag.com.
Right.
And Amazon.
And Amazon.
And you can go up to I actually have a website.
Yeah.
www.blackbookoftheamericanleft.com, and all my books are up there, including this series. You can read the introductions, which tell you a lot about what's in the book, reviews, and so forth and so on.
All right. We will have a link to your site on financialsurvivalnetwork.com. We'll tweet it out at Kerry Lutz. Again, email us any questions for David, myself, kl@kerrylutz.com. That's it for now. David, thanks as always. Always great to talk to you.
Kerry.
Take care.
FSN Radio. It's all about what's next. Go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com and sign up for your free weekly newsletter. You'll also get 3 free reports. The Financial Survival Network. It's all about what's next.